excited to be here and celebrate with everybody. I'm Chloe. I'm Olivia's older sister and her maid of honor, and I recruited our brother to do this toast with me. So I'll say a few things, and then I'll pass it over to him as well. But really excited to be here to celebrate Liv and Andrew tonight. When Andrew first came on the scene and first met Olivia, and they were starting their friendship and relationship, I actually wasn't around for any of that. I was already graduated from high school and moving off to college and living away from home. So for all those years that Olivia and Andrew were getting to know each other, I didn't know him at all. Really until this year and until this summer. Honestly, the first time that I got to know Andrew. But when he came to the beach with our family and I heard him sing all of the colors from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, I was sold. And I was like, I don't care about anything else, you're in. So he was gold to me after that. But the thing that I think is really cool about Liv and Andrew's relationship is how, besides Olivia's family and maybe a couple of other friends who she's known her whole life, Andrew's pretty much like the next person that knows Olivia the best and has known Olivia the longest. And so because of that, he's seen all of her phases. Like the Miranda sings phase and the Mama Don't Mess phase. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know. Okay, so if you know, you know. But he's seen her through all of her phases and knows her pretty much the next longest besides her family, which I think is an awesome thing to bring into their marriage. And he also loves and appreciates her for all of her loves and like the things that make her Olivia. For example, her love of all things pink, her love of all things color, and her love of all things sparkle. And if you don't know how much Olivia loves pink, just to give you a quick example, just a few days ago, Olivia enlisted her entire family to enter an Instagram giveaway to win a pink KitchenAid. So it's a big deal. Unfortunately, I don't think she won, which maybe Andrew's glad about too. Anyways, but he loves and appreciates everything that makes Olivia uniquely Olivia. And as my dad mentioned when he was talking, we do joke in our family that COVID was the best thing to ever happen for Olivia and Andrew, because when Liv came home from her mission, which was actually exactly a year ago today, so December 19th will be a big day for you going forward, she did need a little bit of time to figure herself out again and figure her life out, figure out who she was after her mission. And Andrew was really patient to give her that time. But then being home from COVID and being away from other distractions gave them the opportunity to get back together again. So even though COVID brought a lot of hard things into the world, we're glad that it brought Olivia and Andrew together. And so even though 2020 has been a hard year that brought a lot of difficult challenges, we're really so happy that we can end the year on such a positive note and celebrate Olivia and Andrew being together.
I'm just going to add a few words to that. Andrew is a workhorse, and he is a classic underdog story that we all love because he stuck around and waited until the time was right. Before he came into the family, Bo, who is Chloe's husband, married into the family, and I thought that he was the perfect example of the underdog story because he had to wait 2 years before Chloe would date him, and Andrew topped that by 5 more years. So it reminds me of the story in the Bible with Jacob, who worked for 7 years to try to marry Rachel, but the father gave Leah, and so he had to work for another 7 years. But in this case, Chloe was already married, so 7 years we just turned over the one that he wanted. I was still around when Andrew came onto the scene, and I was a very protective older brother with my baby sister. Being the only male sibling, I felt a great responsibility to take care of my sisters. And when he came onto the scene, he seemed like a really cool guy, but we are a very loud and talkative family, and he was really quiet. I was like, what is this guy trying to hide? But what's his story? Why is he so quiet. So, I had to kind of feel him out for a little bit. And it wasn't until I left on my mission that their relationship really started to grow. And while I was on my mission, Andrew took that role of caring for Olivia. And the more that I heard about Andrew, the more I realized, okay, he's a quiet guy, but he's not trying to hide anything. He really loves my sister and will take good care of her. And so it was during that time that I came around to the idea of Andrew. I said, you know what, he's a good guy, and I would love to have him in our family. And when Olivia got back from her mission, and there was a little up and down for a little bit, I was like, come on, we're Team Andrew now. I finally got on board, but she hadn't made up her mind yet. So anyway, we are extremely grateful that Andrew is here in our family. We're grateful that he is taking care of our baby sister. We compare it to Andrew is the milk that you drink after eating something really spicy. And Olivia is that spicy food, and Andrew is just that calming, soothing thing that kind of brings it back down. But it's a great pair. And so we're super excited for Olivia and Andrew. We're grateful to have Andrew as a new member of our family. And so we would like to raise our glasses to Olivia and Andrew, both a toast. So to Olivia and Andrew.